Hello, my name is Ben Carpenter and welcome to another edition of Gridiron History. Today we're going to talk about a game that I read about when I was probably 11, 12 years old in a book that I got for Christmas one year, and it was called Strange But True Football Stories. Later I found a book that really detailed this game, and this book is called You Dropped It, You Pick It Up. This game is about the highest scoring football game in the history of football. All football, it is the highest scoring game, and it was a lopsided victory. Now, we need to go back to 1903 to start this story. In 1903, there was a small college in Nashville, Tennessee called Cumberland College. And Cumberland was a teacher's college, and by 1903 and 06, they really had a pretty powerful football team for that caliber of football in the South, and they were undefeated in those 2 years. During that same time, in 1904, Georgia Tech, a highly academic school in Georgia, was looking for a football coach. Their program was not really strong, and they looked around the country, and they found one of the top coaches, a guy by the name of John Heisman. And they hired Heisman to coach their football team. By 1915, Georgia Tech was becoming a powerhouse, and unfortunately Cumberland was kind of on the decline. Well, Georgia Tech had played Cumberland in a number of games and in other sports, and in March of 1916, John Heisman was also coaching baseball at Georgia Tech, and he took his team over to Cumberland in Nashville to play a game of baseball. It was a preseason game that March in 1916, and the time had been changed, and nobody told anybody about the change, and Cumberland didn't even tell Georgia Tech that the game had changed, and they ran in some ringers. They played Georgia Tech with a professional baseball team. By the fourth inning, this professional team of Cumberland was winning 19-0, and the final score of that baseball game, total humiliation, 22-0. John Heisman was not very happy about that. Anyway, over the summer, Heisman was looking at his football schedule, and he got a little upset because the sports writers of that era, they named the national championship team and they selected the top teams in the country based on points scored. So they simply took a team and said, this team scored the most points in the country, they're our national champion. It did not matter who they played. So Heisman was going through his schedule, and he said, okay, we can beat this team by 50 points, and Cumberland, they're kind of down, we should beat them pretty well. And one of his assistants said, Coach, Cumberland has canceled their contract. They said they don't have a team, and they're not going to be able to play us. Heisman was furious. He said, get me a pen and some paper, and he wrote them a letter and said, if you don't play us, we are going to sue for breach of contract. And if you do play us, we'll give you $500. Well, the athletic director at Cumberland at the time said, well, we could sure use the money, because $500 at that time was equal to like $11,000, $12,000 back in that era, and it could really help out their athletic program. So Cumberland said, all right, well, we don't want to be sued, and we'll go ahead and play you. Cumberland put some guys together. In fact, at the train station, they made a stop halfway between Nashville and where they were playing in Georgia. They even picked up a player at the train station. And when Cumberland got to Georgia Tech, they were totally outmanned, totally outmatched. They were so outmatched that by the end of the game, they were just laying down on the field. The final score of that game was Georgia Tech 222, Cumberland 0. Nobody has ever come close to that score. In terms of rushing yardage, just general yardage in the game minus kickoff returns, Georgia Tech had 956. Cumberland minus 42. Georgia Tech scored 32 touchdowns, never punted, never threw a pass. Georgia Tech, after that 222-0 win, actually went on and won the Southern Championship that year. And the following year in 1917 were named national champions. In the pandemic year of 1918, Georgia Tech suffered their first loss out of 33 consecutive wins to a team from Pittsburgh, which was probably made up of a lot of military men at that time. Following the 1919 season, John Heisman got a divorce from his wife. And he made an agreement that he would move away if he did. So John Heisman went back and coached at Pennsylvania, where he had once coached. He spent some time coaching at Washington and Jefferson, and then on to Rice University. But he never had a season like those years that he had at Georgia Tech. After 1927, Heisman went on to be the director of the New York Downtown Athletic Club. And the Downtown Athletic Club was the group that started giving an award for the best player in the United States, best football player in America. Well, in 1936, John Heisman, at the age of 66, died of pneumonia. The Downtown Athletic Club, they decided to name their trophy after him. So that is why today the Heisman Trophy goes to the best college football player in America as voted on by the New York Downtown Athletic Club. So there you have it, folks. The most lopsided game in the history of football. Georgia Tech over Cumberland, 222-0. It still stands. Nobody's come close. Georgia Tech coached by John Heisman, and how the Heisman Trophy became the Heisman Trophy and is given to the best player in American football. Hope you enjoyed that bit of gridiron history, and I look forward to seeing you soon on another edition. Take care and have a great day.